Hey! So this week we are still continuing in the demo process of our bus, and Leo's not here right now. He's busy working on the bus, and I want to make sure we get this video out. So we have, last week we did raise the roof, and we're keeping the sheet metal off of the bus still and just keeping that open because we're still working on more demo, and it gets really, really dirty, really messy, lots of dust and stuff in the air, so it's much better to work outside with all the sunshine coming in and ventilation. Part of the demo process is figuring out what to do with all of these wires. We're not done figuring out like what each wire does and where it goes, but one of the things that we were trying to figure out was how to get the heaters out that are already built into the bus, because we're going to have our own heaters that are going to be new that we're going to install, so we're not keeping the school bus heaters. So we did figure out what wiring goes to that, and then kind of try to label a few things as we go so that we don't spend a whole day worrying about wires at once. And we were able to get the heaters out, which was great. We were taking up the floors as well. The method that we found that worked best for taking the floors up was to use a pry bar, and it went pretty well. It went pretty smoothly, and that wasn't too difficult. As we were peeling it back, we definitely could start to see how much of that rust damage there was under there. We did expect to see some rust, and we just really weren't sure how much. The outside of the bus did not look bad at all when it came to that. But it did come from Kentucky, so we figured there probably was some rust issues. I know that sometimes school bus drivers basically just, to clean up the floors of the bus after kids use it, just dump, soap water to mop up the floor, and don't really, they might just like hose it down, but they don't really dry it very well. So all of that water typically just seeps down to like the subfloor of the bus under that top layer of the floor. So I think that's probably what happened, because now looking at it, we are seeing a lot of rust down there. Thankfully, for the most part, it seems like it is surface rust, and we're using an angle grinder, which is something that we are using on basically everything at this point. We're using that to grind away any of the surface rust and get as much of it off as possible before we actually do the treatment process, and that seems to be working pretty well. started off with just having one angle grinder, and that did take a really long time. Thankfully, we were able to order a new one. We ordered a pack of new tools, a set that came together from Home Depot, and we thought it was a pretty good deal, and it came in like a nice bag so that we could just have a bunch of tools that we actually will be keeping on the bus and taking on the road with us in case we ever need to do any kind of minor repairs or want to update something while we're on the road. So that'll be nice. Once we were able to get that second angle grinder charged, then there were two of us that were able to actually start grinding away at the rust, and that made the process go a lot quicker, because the first day that we started grinding, we definitely did not get that whole floor grinded. It was way too much work, and it was taking too long. One of the things that we've found helpful during this process of grinding away the rust is to keep cleaning all of the debris and rust dust that gets everywhere. It's easier to work on a clean surface, so that is something that I've been able to help with a bit. I've been asked this a bunch of times now, but we have a plan for how Selma will ride in the bus safely. She will probably be 2 by the time we actually start driving the bus and traveling in it, and we were able to find some Ford Transit seats to go in the bus. These are actually pretty easy to find because a lot of people take them out to use it as a cargo van or to convert into an RV as well. So we found these on Facebook Marketplace, and they are in pretty great condition. They look almost new, and we're excited to get those installed. We still haven't come up with our final floor plan, so we're not exactly sure how they will be installed, but they will at least be facing either forward or backward, which is the safest bet to have a passenger riding in a moving vehicle, as opposed to, I've seen some that just like install a car seat sideways, and we're just not comfortable with that. It's legally okay to do that, but I just know it's safest. All right, so I feel like we accomplished a lot this week, and we're just moving along, so that's really good. Even though finding that much rust is disappointing, it still kind of was expected anyway. So it's all good. We are hopefully going to get it all treated this week and add some Rust-Oleum to prevent that from happening in the future. So I don't know what she's doing. She just woke up from a nap. So we are also going to work on getting ready for a garage sale. We are working on minimizing our things and selling pretty much everything, almost everything, maybe like 95% of our stuff. So that can't happen really all at once. It's kind of hard to do all that. So we're starting as soon as possible, which is now. And we are hopefully going to get rid of a lot of things and start minimizing a lot. So yeah, that's about where we're at. I hope you have a great week. See you next week. Bye.
Wow.